Okay, so slight interesting random trip. We are headed to Jacksonville, which funny enough is where me and Tommy split off on our drive back from PA, and it's when I started to get real tired on that 20-hour drive. But anyway, it's not too far, it's a little over 2 hours. We are going to buy an all-wheel drive grip slash rally car. I was very inspired by Adam's Evo, riding in it, seeing it, like, it's so cool. I've always wanted something like that. I've always wanted a turbo all-wheel drive car. I couldn't get this out of my head as the first budget build. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna start looking, and I found literally exactly what I wanted. An amazing deal. So that's where we're going. It is kind of a confusing situation because the kid who owns the car lives like 3 hours south of me. The car is 2 hours north of me. It's at a shop, it's at his friend's shop. So he has the title. So he doesn't have time to come up, you know, whatever. So he's trusting me. We made a little document. He's trusting me to go pick up the car. And then I'm gonna bring it home, you know, assuming I decide to buy it, everything's good. I'm gonna bring it home. He's gonna mail me the title. When I get the title, I'm gonna pay him the money. So like I said, we wrote up a little thing, so he's covered, but very nice of him to understand that, like, I'm not gonna wanna shell out the money for this thing until I have a title, because obviously a car is nothing without a title. So seems to be working out. Really excited. He told me all the little things that are wrong with it. It's definitely a project, but I'm totally okay with that. I want a project. I don't want a car that's just done. You know, I want something that we're gonna have to work on and dial in and stuff, but like the hard stuff's done. So it should be really cool. It'll be really cool. I am very excited for it. I'm still sick. Like, I don't know why I'm not sick anymore, but I'm getting better, I think. So yeah, I'll update you guys in a little bit when we're getting closer. We got a little over 2 hours. It's the Waldo Farmers Market and Waldo's Antique Village. That actually looks pretty cool. It looks like they had a bunch of cool stuff there. Damn. So quick question for those of you who have watched a lot of my videos and you've seen some of the trips and when I used to make a different intro for every video, what do you think? Like, maybe not an intro, but right now, should I have brought my other lens and made a little, hold on, let me roll this window up, you probably can't hear me. The stock mic on this thing's pretty good, but it sucks with wind. I gotta put like a wind muff on it. But do you guys enjoy seeing like the montages? Like, if I got my like artsy lens and did like a traveling montage of this trip, like, is it worthwhile to do it, or is it just like a waste of time to have a 30-second to a minute section of that? Just curious. I want to know your guys' input. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And like this video if you like this video. Like this video if being sick sucks. Alright, I'll see you guys when I'm there. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful, beautiful day out. 75, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. I'm loving it. Like, you just cannot be in a bad mood on these days. You just can't. You cannot. I'm sick and all that. I guess I'm going to get a car. The only downfall I have right now is that I'm sick, but I'm in a great mood, is all I'm trying to say. So, see you guys there. Convenient. The firm. That's where we'll be taking this car at some point, and we're like right by there, wherever we are. Okay, we have acquired our newest project vehicle. Pachow! So hyped on this thing. I'll show you guys more when we get back, so I'm not awkwardly filming a car on my trailer in public, but I bought it. This is it. This is her. Check it out, son. All-wheel drive gang, turbo all-wheel drive gang. Yeah, I'll tell you guys more about this when we get back to the house. I really need to get better at filming the process of buying a car. Like, when I go to the place, I just feel like weird putting people on the spot like that, and if I don't buy it, and it just makes it like all this unneeded level of stress on an already like kind of tense situation when you're buying a vehicle. So I generally try not to do that, but it would have been fun to film it. I should have filmed it. There's an interesting backstory with this car, so I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay, anyway, I'll see you at home. Who have bought and traded a lot of cars, you know just how much fun it is to go buy a car, right? And do you ever have where you see a car for sale and it's like a really good deal and you don't know if you're gonna be able to go get it in time and have the money to grab it and whatever, and like you just daydream while you wait to figure out if you can get it or not about what you would do with the car, and you fill yourself with excitement of that car. That was me with this purchase. On that note, a little piece of advice I want to give you: do not buy a car with emotion. You know, if you are gonna be emotional about it in the sense that like you really, really want it, make sure you take someone with you. I was that way with this car, but it was okay. I guess I should explain the car. It was okay because even if something like the engine was blown up, like I was still where I wanted to be purchase price wise and everything for what I was getting, if that makes sense. But I did let my emotions get involved, and I just like bought it because I wanted it. So anyway, without further ado, this is what I got. So it's a GC8 sedan. It's got all the cool stuff I wanted. It's got the factory rear wing. It's got one JDM taillight, but I met a friend on Instagram before I bought this car. I posted about potentially wanting to get a GC8, and he was giving me a lot of info on him. He has a lot of parts. Like there's some miscellaneous interior parts I need, so he has those, but this thing is sick, man. It's got the RS hood, the bumper, the fog lights, glass headlights. Interior wise, it's got these 91 to 93 WRX seats, non-STI. They're tiger stripes is what they're called, which are sick. They're super nice bolsters in the front, like sport seats. It's got them matching in the rear. I've got all the interior pieces I need here for the most part, but like this thing's broken. He has one of those that I'm gonna buy from him, and the tail lights and stuff. It's got the shifter stuff, got the AC controls. It needs a lot of cleaning up, but the real kicker here. So I bought this car for $3,950, which was an amazing deal for a stock one, even in this kind of shape. I mean, not an amazing, it's what I would pay for a stock one in this condition, stock motor. But this thing's got a WRX swap with STI turbo, STI intercooler, STI injectors. Like this is exactly what I wanted to do, except it's already done. It needs a lot of finishing up. It needs to be gone through. The backstory on this car is Mike, the guy I met when I picked the car up. He was the previous owner of the car. They took it to some shop in Georgia. The guy had it forever, did a crappy job, kept parts off of it, and there's a lot of shady stuff, it sounds like. But I mean, it runs, and it was driving. The kid drove it there, but something's going on with the clutch. It looks like the hydraulics are working, but basically it's your typical, you know, when you have a clutch master slave go out, you can't get it into gear while it's running. And if you try to start it in gear with the clutch in, it wants to move. That's what it's doing. But the clutch hydraulics are moving. My thoughts are the clutch disc is like seized to the flywheel. I've seen that happen a couple of times. I'm gonna hope that I can like start it up in gear and clutch in like third gear and get it to break free with just load. But probably not. Probably have to take the clutch out, but that's okay. What's so exciting to me about this project is for the price I paid, like I said, I was expecting to buy a stock one for that much and have to do, you know, buy a donor car and do the WRX to the STI swap, but it's already done. So I get to choose how much I want to do to this car. I could just kind of fix what needs to be fixed and go drive it right now, or, you know, I could take the time and redo everything. I could redo all the wiring, paint the bay, you know, like kind of go through and redo everything. It's up to me, you know, as to how far I want to go in this project. It's got like most of the AC stuff there, which is exciting, so I can try to get AC working. Adam's gonna paint it, but this car is literally exactly what I wanted in one of these. When I found it, I couldn't help but jump on the deal. I found the car at midnight. Someone else was trying to buy it. I talked to the dude. I was like, dude, I'll come tomorrow. Went the next morning, got the car. You know, like that's how bad I wanted this thing. And I am just so hyped on it. I'm so hyped. It needs a paint job and some dent repair and, you know, a lot of TLC, but I'm excited. And before you guys say, oh, you're just copying Adam, 100%, yes, I am. that whole weekend, or that trip to the Dragon was really eye-opening for me. It really was. I haven't felt that like thrill in a long time. Like, I love drifting and I will drift for the rest of my life. I am very excited about the Miata. This is the first time I've ever had a legit car with legit angle, legit power to weight, like legit build, legit cage. I've never had a car like that for drifting. So drifting is still alive and well for me, and it is still very exciting for me, but I have been doing it a long time. I don't get that same rush from it that I used to, you know, when I first started. And driving the Dragon gave me that rush I had the first time I went drifting, and that just unadulterated joy, you know. And Adam's car, his Evo. Like, you know, that's obviously one of the gearhead dream cars, and that car gave me like, it just did it for me, if that makes sense. You know, like there's just certain things that like tick the boxes for you, and it just has that cool factor, and it just does it for you. And that was that car, and that is this car. I thought, man, okay, after riding in that car, I want to build an all-wheel drive grip car. What should I get? And I'm like, man, I could get a GC8. And it would be like the same thing. 90s JDM is my favorite generation of cars. I've always wanted a GC8. I'll do a swap. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm like, oh, it's a little too extensive of a build. And I was going back and forth on it. And then I found this freaking car, and it was meant to be. It was freaking meant to be. Like, it just worked out so well. So I'm excited. It's gonna be cool when it's done and all nice. It's like Adam will have his Rally Legend, the Evo of the generation, and I'll have the GCA of the generation. And we can go like rip the tail of the dragon in freaking Rally Legends that are of the same generation, the same year range. And that's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so fun. So I have big plans for this thing, obviously all suspension and whatever. For now, it's gonna be a grip car. I don't know that I'll turn it into a rally car. That was my original plan, was a rally cross build, but I think if I'm gonna do that, I'll get a car that's not quite as rare. Like, this thing's rust free. It's a pretty clean shell. Like, I don't wanna mess it up. Which it's also nice for once in my life to build a non-drift car, because every time you build a drift car, you know, like, it doesn't matter how nice I make this thing, it's gonna get messed up. Like, it is for sure gonna get crashed. It's gonna get hit. I'm gonna hit a cone. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna get messed up. Whereas this car, it's not like guaranteed to get messed up. Certainly still can, probably will, but it's not like this overwhelming cloud of, no matter how nice I make this thing, I'm gonna crash it. You know what I mean? So that's exciting. But yeah, if I was gonna do a rallycross build, I'd probably do like a Bug IWX or something, because they're so cheap, easy to find parts for. There's tons of them. You know, so I don't know when we're gonna get into that, if we're gonna get into that. I'd like to do that. But anyway, I'm rambling here. I'm very excited for this build. I am calling on your guys' input for this. You know, WRX motors, bolt-ons. It's supposedly got an SCI turbo. How can I tell? I looked it up. I couldn't find a lot of conclusive information. You know, what should I do? What engine management, Cobb, access port? You know, what's kind of like the power limit for a stock motor? What's some preventative things I can do to keep from blowing it up? You know, what is a good clutch to run? You know, should I do diffs? You know, like, I know the 06 to 07 WRX brakes are a good upgrade. You know, there's a lot of information I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you out there know it. So any input you guys have is greatly appreciated. My original plan with these budget builds was to buy the car and buy all the parts at one time, start the build. So we're kind of already breaking the mold with this thing, but it was just such a good deal, I had to jump on it. My plan still, since we're not gonna be starting on it for a couple weeks, because we gotta finish the Miata, and I want to finish the car. I do not want to delay the Miata even further. We're finishing that car before we touch this thing, really. My plan is to have all the parts and everything so we can start it and like knock it out in a month. Only thing here against the budget build is that I already want to keep it. So we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, so I just want to make this video. I want to show you guys that I'm just so excited about it and for it, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and get your input on what should I do, because I need to start ordering parts and getting everything figured out. So let me know in the comments below what you think and what input you have. So it's getting hot. I'm gonna go back in the shop. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Can't end this video without a clip of it running open turbo because it has no downpipe. That would be a disgrace. Oh, it's just not quite enough. Okay, jump box it is. This is why I wanted to charge the battery all the way, but we're running out of daylight, so I wanted to show you guys. Okay, now, goodbye. So I tried to start it in gear, and that like broke it free, so it works now. It works, it drives. Doing what it's meant to do. Shifts into all the gears good. Well, at least first through third. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Wow. Well, that worked out. Glad we tried to start it in gear. All right, well, I don't want to drive it any more than that because, like I said, It's open downpipe, like open turbo. Oh no, I locked myself in the car. Door handle doesn't work. Shit. Does this one work? Yeah. Okay, door handle's just not bolted on there. But like, as I said, open turbo, obviously awful to run a car on. So I think exhaust will be first order of business, cleaning up the interior and just kind of going through the car. Then maybe we can drive this thing sooner than later. Hell yeah! I'm so stoked, man. I'm stoked. I bought the car anyway. It was supposed to be running and driving. The guy told me, and I trusted him. I bought it anyway because I was like, screw it, it's still a really good deal. And now it actually runs and drives. So it's like, I'm back to where I thought I was going to start. So hell yeah. All right. I'm so stoked on this thing. Okay. I'm going to end this video now. I was ending it earlier, but now we drove it and stuff. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.